Guarantee you coming into this series, they felt this would be a 2-0 every day of the week. And now their bluff is called a little bit.
To be perfectly honest, I kind of thought it would be as well, because I've seen Reratum on Anubis and they're normally not that bad. So I think we have to kind of give credit the other way towards TYLOO. They had a good read. I think they kind of expected this sort of veto to come through, and they definitely had, you know, some preparation under their belt for it to work in their favor. Either way, we are about to get underway into map number 2. Of course, it is Inferno. It's Reratum's favorite map. It's their home ground. But I think for them, they need to start things off very strong in towards this pistol. Of course, they'll be on that T side. Right now, so slow.
Very passive stuff from the CT side. This is a wild pistol. They're playing double arch. They're playing an arch bait. It has to be prep. I've never, ever seen this. Attackers be ready to be baited in, but it won't come into consequences. It is indeed a B hit. Aristo up close. It's the Spirit take. Front side smoke wrapping in towards Ruins. And this is so awkward for Aristo. Under first oranges, gets pinned to the wall. Summer is here, but not even a chance for a dual bomb to be planted. And there's no kit on their CT side, so they need to be, you know, thick and fast on this retake.
Jamming avoids the flash. All tucked in towards the back corner. Mosaic hit a couple of shots. We called upon him saying he was quiet in towards map number 1, but he's come alive. A nice couple of taps with the USPS. And I think this one already looks dead in the water. TYLOO left a 2. Attacker Freeman, the old guard. And Freeman's out of there. He wants nothing to do with it. He's safe in the armor. He absolutely wants nothing to do with this. Attacker will stick around. See if he can make it expensive on the way out. Which actually might be a little bit of a big ask. He will fall. All the rest of Reratum should stay alive. They should get away in time. Down Banana. Freeman's nowhere to be seen over towards Graveyard. That's a great start. A really great start from Reratum. Flying out the gate. Flying over towards the B side. The front side smoke was fantastic. And when the wrap comes through, it's all she wrote. That Archbait, as we were talking about, they've obviously done some research in towards Reratum, but this time they just simplified things and play contact towards B.
It's crazy pistol. I think from both teams. I think a front sight smoke and no CT smoke is just completely crazy. And it works. They're just so fast. They're jumping everywhere, Glocks in hand. I enjoyed it either way. And that's the thing about this region is entertainment value is always there. There's never a dull moment here in Asia.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad danking. I'll give you a credit. Of course, it's a full buy for TYLOO. Not actually a bad buy, all things considered. Especially after losing the CT round. You got, you know, Freeman in towards the FAMAS off the back with saved armor as well. Double MP9. Of course, alongside that Scout, Aristo and a 5.7. I still think the 5.7 is actually a little bit overpowered. So, really not too bad. It's a gamble stack, though, for TYLOO over towards B. And it's looking right now like the wrong call. The bomb rotating the back over towards A. It's only Freeman here.
Not looking good. Freeman. Where is he? Up on the balcony or is he in mini pit? I think he is up on the balcony. And if he gets long wrapped, I think he's in for a lot of trouble. This is not the position, and TYLOO, these B players are looking very static at the moment. They haven't moved. And every second that passes, these players begin to encircle more and more and more. And as soon as they swing out long, Freeman is not in for a good duel. He has to win this fight towards apartments, and he does. Backs in. Okay, looking a little bit better for a second. Trade is there. Mercury gets the kill. And now the retake is on. But no nades, no kit. Has to be very fast.
Very quiet, though. They're wrapping through, but the shift walking. There's no kits. They've really got to pull the plug now. Attacker leading the charge in towards short. Will try and take first contact. But it's a good little setup here by Reratum. We were speaking about their post plants. And this one looks a lot more uniform. No utility as well for the decent side. They're just being pulled apart now by the rifles. Mercury, Mosaic tapping away as well. And as a save call made, the FAMAS collected in the hands of Summer. And they've called it. They've given this one up. TYLOO again. If they hadn't have gone for that gamble stack, if they just played a standard default CT side setup over towards, you know, off the back of that early kill with Dan King, they would have been fine. Even if they just leave Dan King and the Scout alive and somewhere around towards long, that could have been a completely different round. But they go for a gamble stack, and the gamble doesn't pay off. It's a 50-50, one in which the toss of the coin doesn't go in their favor.
It's just a little bit too much. 3B, I'm on board. The buy wasn't great. They had no nades, obviously. Even with the man advantage, it would have been tricky to hold on to B. But 4, I don't know. It looks a little bit silly. Now we've seen it play out. I think these CT players wanted to go through the smoke. They're now going to boost instead, as they do get spotted. A little bit frisky from TYLOO at the start, as they are on this mixed bag buy with the saves. And Aristo, that is not a good smoke, and you paid the price.
Freeman, we'll find one. Some are going to be boosted up as well. Elevated angle, cleared by Advent. And now this one should be a bit of a freebie. Danking is nowhere to be seen, and everyone giving up their respects. This is going to be Rare Atom. 3-0. Where's Danking going? He's going to have a look in, actually, with the scout. See if we can get a couple of taps at range. Don't think he'll be given all too much of this luxury right now. Potentially actually could be costly. I mean, they will have a buy until the next anyway, so not exactly the end of the world, but he himself seemed to make it expensive on the way out. Everyone crosses by the smoke. And just like that, Rare Atom up to a third, and pretty inexpensively as well, which is kind of the most important bit. That long-term economy starting to build for the T side.
So, of course, winner of this series will play the winner of Eruption Linvision. That's over on the, well, it's on the D stream in totality for ESL, but I guess the B stream for this region and this qualifier. Eruption picked into Ancient. They had a 12-round T side and smashed Linvision 16-5 to win the first map.
Okay.
And now they're up on Anubis. So, upsets across the board. It's looking pretty frisky, this qualifier. You're coming into it thinking Linvision and Rare Atom are clear favourites. And it's been anything but that since the gameplay has started.
The scary thing as well is I know what Eruption are like on Anubis. They are very good. They beat IHC on that map. So I think Linvision should be very scared. That one could be a 2-0. They 2-0'd IHC in the IEM Rio qualifiers. So another one for them. Eruption starting to be a side who we have to definitely keep a little bit more of an eye on. I wasn't really too sure of the back of IM Rio, which that was the first time I got to see them. Whether, you know, it was a fluke or maybe kind of one tournament where they were really just feeling a little bit more alive and kicking and, you know, really in control. But if they're putting up these sort of performances back to back in qualifiers against sides like Linvision, IHC, who knows? We could have another contender right at the top there.
Jam Young, all alone, just trying to take presence in mid, and it doesn't work. He hits the deck. As Rare Atom revert to B. Nadage is still very nice for them. Volley from Summer. He's actually affected too deep. Right into that CT smoke. Fortunately, Aristo makes up where his teammate let down. Summer gets the second. And now it's a 4-on-2. Summer just needs to buy time. He can stay alive. Mikaze knows his angles, that's for sure.
Bomb goes down. Numbers don't favour Rare Atom right now. But the position's alright. A decent little kind of crossfire setup where they're both looking in the opposite way. If contact's played, head on the swivel, they can turn around Kaze anti. Two players making his way. He has to go for at least one here to make the possibility. They would have heard that. Off the back of the flash. He will fall. So will the orb. Looking for multiple Advent. Makes it 1-2, but not quite the third. Freeman will see it off. There's the first one on the board for TYLOO, and the orb will be scooped up as well off the corpse of Kaze. No, it's not. Freeman, I don't think he's got time to get there. He doesn't. So it will just be the M4 for him. Could have had the orb, but I think a little bit of a cluttered communications at the end there on the celebrations. Either way, TYLOO find their first. Not the end of the world. Dan King can reinvest in towards the AWP. Now TYLOO starts to find a bit of form. Of course, Rare Atom, that was technically speaking a bonus buy. Not actually all too bad as bonus buys go in terms of a bomb plant, 4 kills, and of course the ability to reinvest in towards round number 5 of them still having that 2-round lead.
Mighty attempt from Advent. Let's give him a bit of credit. Made it compelling. And even in losing the round, they made it so expensive for TYLOO.
Yeah.
There's nothing in reserve. Danking's got 950 and that's the most. So Rare Atom, no need to panic. No need to panic. They still made a decent round out of Amanda's advantage. And this time is a very default affair. This is more so a fake than anything, surely. As there's still 2 players clearing out apartments over towards A. And Bait's a little bit of a reaction, so now they're going to reassess and think about some mid-control.
August quite off the back of it. Minute to work with. Of course, we're at times on their T side. The problem was they just looked lost. But how to play this one? A lot more uniform now. But Yuto coming through for Freeman. We'll get a free B as well as Mercury flying through the smoke. A questionable play, to say the least. And the Molotov will force attack in towards the open cars. They'll pick him off. Freeman has to go for multiple here. Just to buy time for the rotation to come through more than anything.
Oh my god, it's an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess as he jumps up on default. This smoke by Moto is so awkward for everybody. It's a bad smoke from the T side. And now they can actually get into good afterplants. Molly is ineffective. I don't even know where that was meant to go, to be honest. Flash is there as a player, swings into grave. That's Summer! First kill found. Isaiah can't do anything, and it's just Jam Young yet to get on the board in this game. Awkward Jules out of the apartments. He's trying to find some heads, but it's not to be. Too many players to deal with. And TYLOO pull off a monster eater. That was 3-on-3, and they didn't lose a single player.
Yeah, you know, I got to give them their credit there. Like you said, I don't know what the plan about the Molotov was. I don't actually know where that was going. Maybe unless they were doing... There's a Molotov that I see a lot of players throw now, which is kind of a front sight Molotov from long. And maybe because of how awkward the smoke was, they got caught up in it because it was so far lent towards one side. I don't know. Either way, doesn't matter. TYLOO managed to find the second round on the board, and of course, most importantly, shatter the backbone of Rare Atom. Has left them with no money to work with. There's going to be a weird and janky pistol buy for them on the T side. They might step up the tempo, but no, they're going to wait out the utility. Give up the control. Normally, we see these sort of buys, especially in the region. Teams will just fly out towards Banana, take contact to see what they can do, and here it is. They're going fast. Big nade to come through. A lot of damage on towards Kaze. TYLOO will give them their respect, just fall off the angle, hoping that firepower alone should be enough.
Summers almost in a precarious position. Molly is off just in time. Arista gets his down too. It's the similar move to the pistol round. Very similar. But this time he seems to be ready for it. Summer somehow backs into his own Molotov. Weapons recovered. Bomb can surely get planted. But with this HP, it's going to be really difficult to isolate good Jules. I think a lot of pressure on Mercury to just annihilate the first player that comes into his crosshair here, because if they get out wide, he's in a lot of trouble.
TYLOO are respecting them. Of course, they do have a kit to work with. One dropped as well. In towards Grave, and right, yeah, there is one there. So if they collect that, shouldn't be the end of the blow. So he'll come through. Mercury forced off the angle. They know exactly where he is. Time's ticking though, boys. Got to go here, and now they're flying in. Great nade on towards Kaze. A tap, but they're sticking the bomb. Hang on. The guy without the kit sticking the bomb. What is the play? It's a messy fight, and it'll be seen off. Why is the guy with the kit not going for the defuse? If they had it, it would have been fine. But Rare Atom see off a pistol round. TYLOO, what is the decision making there?
Wow. I can't believe that.
Why are they 10 seconds?
3-on-2. There's, I don't know, 40 HP on both players. And they play it right. They smoke off ruins. They're playing together. Someone gets on the bomb. Even if it's the player without the kit. Come on, guys. 3-on-1. And somehow Mercury pulls it off. It was a pretty mighty clutch. But I'm not sure the opportunity should ever have been presented. And immediately, TYLOO are on the eco. Rare Atom are streaking ahead again. TYLOO make it hard for themselves, man.
They do.
TYLOO make it really hard for themselves. And the crazy thing is about this matchup is TYLOO have all the most experienced players in the server.
Yeah, no, you're actually spot on. I mean, just that round, you can't be losing those sort of rounds. I mean, it always has such long-term implications. Of course, we can sort of see it now. Rare Atom are going to just start having this ability on T side to further and further pull away. Very questionable, I've got to say. Really, really questionable coming through from TYLOO. It's become kind of costly in a sense of, I really don't know how stable this CT side is. Mosaic parked up over towards ramp. An easy lurk kill for him. Summer might want to try and trade if he can. Down he will fall. Just attack. So it's a flawless round. All in all, Rare Atom, no problem to us. They extend the lead to 3. I'm still a little bit in shock off the back of that lost 1 versus 3. And I think probably TYLOO as well. I wouldn't actually mind a pause call here.
Barely used any during the series. And yeah, for TYLOO, of course it's their opponent's map pick, but they can play Inferno.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They've played plenty of this over the years. Shouldn't be a whitewash. And if it continues with this trend, maybe it'll end up being so. Banana nades down Mazea in the corner. Where's the flashbang? He swings out with nothing and just finds the frag. That flash was way too late. But he gets away with it. Man advantage. But I guess Mazea's a little bit low, so needs to be careful.
Danking. Post up. He might be smoked out. No, does avoid it. Just the CT smoke coming through. Not that front side smoke just yet from Rare Atom. Normally an indicator that they are going to go for some sort of execute. They've used it twice already and pulled the plug over towards B. Things go quiet off the back of it. Attacker. Just jiggle peeking for now. In comes a bit of Yuto. He'll drop a smoke himself playing anti. Sort of respecting him. Attacker just going to fall away.
Whoo! Mercury, you're a monster. Absolute monster. Knows to go anti-flash. There's a tiny bit of space around that arch smoke and he makes it work. Trade is there as Freeman is pinned behind default, surrounded on all angles. Absolutely suffocated. And it's going to be another round for Adam. Another round up to 6. It hasn't been perfect, this map so far for them by any means, but they're starting to streak pretty far ahead.
Thank you. At the very least, getting a consolation kill. It won't be anything more than a consolation. For TYLOO, this Inferno is not looking good. This map 3 might be a necessity. I know it's very early doors, but it kind of feels that way already. TYLOO are just looking all over the place on CT side. And probably the most scary part is that Mercury, now online in a really definitive state. He had his moments over towards Anubis, but he, you know, as you mentioned, he was never really kind of on fire and conclusive. Now he's hitting shots. Now he's looking crisp. If Jam Young gets to a point where he can join him, get a frag. That's right now, Jam Young. But if we can find a point in time where he starts to find form, then things become all the more worrying. It's been a pretty uncharacteristically quiet series from Jam Young. The youngster having little impact against the experience over towards TYLOO. I'm making a difference towards Atom. First pause called, thankfully, by TYLOO. And I think we can both pretty safely say a needed one at that.
Quick discussion. Buy is on the brink here. Aristo could drop 1. If Dan King has an A1S, he could also, but that feels a little bit overzealous. Play the long game. Can have a half buy and get some nades out here. And look ahead. They have won these sort of buys already in this series, so shouldn't be too scared about going on to the pistols for 1. And there it is. Just a bit of a half buy. As we move into round number 9. And Rare Adam, they've got so many more options than they had on Anubis. Anubis was so slow and only had a few moves outside of their sight hits, and Inferno's been a pleasure to watch in terms of the different rounds they've put on the table already.
Charles, nice shot, Mercury, nice shot as well. The boys are cooking right now, and Mercury is unstoppable. Low HP, 13 points, doesn't care. Swinging it to take fights, he won't fall to the pistol. But I think for attacker, maybe asking a little bit too much. Just a singular. Summer all alone. He hasn't even moved an inch. He is parking up over towards B. And there'll be no attempt from him to look over towards the A side at all. Mercury's on fire right now. 13-4. And he is looking so crisp.
He's been brilliant. And he's been aggressive. Which is where we like to see Mercury. Normally more on the entry spectrum for this squad. And in this round, he was out for blood. Absolutely. Rare Adam don't need to hunt this. It's a pistol at best. And but they're going to anyway. Because that's how they roll. That's how they roll.
Mosaic will fall. The pistol's dropped. Is it worth it? Who knows? Who cares, really? Rare Atom are absolutely rolling. And money's not really a problem for them, generally speaking. I don't think we'll see Rare Atom have a need for an eco afterward towards the T side, especially if it carries on in this sort of trajectory. A tech pause coming through. So, hopefully not too much of a problem overall. Right now, things are looking so good. Over towards that T side, they are flying through the ranks. Potentially, maybe Mercury in towards the tech pause. Anyone hasn't really bought up yet until a rifle. There's one dropped, actually. Potentially on the floor somewhere, but... Oh, no. There he goes. There he goes. So, he has dropped out. Hopefully, we'll get him back in the server in just a moment.
Oh, no. It's double advent. It's the HUD. HUD is fooling me. As the molly rolls away. Have we had a drop on both teams? Ooh.
Oh, hang on.
Ooh, it's all going.
Like flies. They're all over the place. Little refresh coming through.
Well, hopefully we're not here too long. Might need a match medic, I guess, at this point. All these players falling out. But we indeed hope we're not here for too long, because this has been a barnstormer so far. Scoreline is so heavily Rare Adam, but these rounds have been explosive. They've been fast. That's why Asia is the best region. It's so entertaining.
Honestly, you're never bored in a game in this region. You're always getting lights out Counter-Strike right to the very end. Win or lose, they are flying out the gates each and every round. I mean, it's never boring here. We're in our fair share as well, covering when we did playoffs together for ECL Season 43. Every single game, they were just, I mean, such a fun time. Of course, this one exactly the same. Probably the entire qualifier will be good too. I mean, we're looking at the likes of that other game, and there's potentially an upset on the cards there too. Even storylines to add as well. Match ready will come through. So that does indicate that we should be getting back on the road in just a second.
Hopefully. As you mentioned, the other game is starting to get very compelling. Lin Vision off to a storming start. Now they're on the defense on Anubis, 10-9. But as we've been bringing up, it is for our money a bit of a T-sided map. So Eruption is still in a good position to potentially close it out. Whereas in our game, the idea of TYLOO now having a 2-0 is starting to shrink as a possibility.
Yeah. And very rapidly as well. I mean, they have just had nothing in towards CT. We haven't seen anything, really, from TYLOO, which sort of indicated they have a good read in towards Raratum or an ability to get back in towards this game in any sort of fashion of our imagination. So, I don't know, for me, this one feels like Mirage is going to be a bit of a necessity. I just cannot see right now a world in which TYLOO somehow find form out of nowhere, because we are yet to see any sort of success coming through from them.
Match medic is in. Should be underway soon. It feels promising. Okay. Off we go. Players on the move. Fully board up. And we're back into the action, so not too long of a pause. Always gets a little bit fearful, especially with Asian games, when there's a bit of a tech issue, but not to be today. We're back in the action. And honestly, I think for TYLOO, a bit of time just to breathe might have done them a world of good.
Let's hope. Let's hope indeed. Of course, with the kind of the brakes being pumped there with the tech issues, might just kind of potentially ice out Rare Atom a little bit. Because individuals like Mercury have been absolutely flying right now. Speaking of, he's looking for fights once again. Poking his head round over towards top mid. Early Utah coming through. Mosaic avoiding the bulk of it. And we'll just fall away.
Mid take is in. Molly. He's going to force players back. Freeman's actually going to commit. And they know he's under porch. Wow. No chance ever for a good duel. Danking is so aggressive. He's so aggressive and he can't connect. This is not looking good whatsoever. Attacker sticks around in library, but they have to pull the ripcord here and save. There's no route back onto this bomb site. There's no nades. Massive disadvantage. And Rare Adam, they're running so many of these punchy and pacey rounds, and they seem to be working every single time.
I can see why they're picked in towards Inferno. You know, it is one of those maps that at times feels like a little bit of a risk to pick into, especially in this region, because everybody plays it. And actually, normally, to quite a high level. But TYLOO, one of the teams that we haven't seen all too much of in this region in the last kind of few seasons, because they've been in Europe and, you know, boot camping for long stretches and kind of just away from the scene and the game. It kind of feels. They're feeling it now. Reratum are absolutely taking it to them in this puggy style of play. Just decimating them right now. I don't think Attack is gonna be able to save here. So I say, let's get a double. Won't be traded. Might be able to get one more as well. Mosaic, a couple of taps. But he will just save face as he tucks his head. Doesn't make a difference. Reratum extend the lead to 6 rounds. And they've guaranteed a lead at the turn of the half as well. All looks good right now for the T side. And they're setting us up for the real potential of a 3-map affair with that Mirage looming. Because right now, Reratum just don't look like stopping even remotely.
And we could be there soon, given the trajectory of this map so far. Feels like TYLOO need to change the game. Here on the defense, Dan King starts towards B, drops over a util set. So an extra few nades. All the defense on this side of the map as Mosaic gets up close. Aristo's on his own. Retake nades are set up, but there's no flash ready to go. He's going to get caught out on his own. Put out on his own. Trade is there. Retake nades are in, but they know the Summer's alone. They know he's alone and they're going to commit. Summer on top of first. Has to do work. Trade is there. Fortunately, a frag is found on A to retain the advantage. As now the bomb gets planted.
He's off for TYLOO. Numbers favour them. Good break into control here. Advent go towards Banana to take an early fight. Not going for the pot flash as well, so he's giving a freebie. Did he expect the second? No, is the answer. Down to 4, all onto cars here. AWP posted up in towards Dark. Isolating feels impossible, avoiding the flash as well, and he's just playing contact. He's trying to buy some time as best as he can. And he comes to utility, spotted. Find the first ball, jumping on towards Dan King when he gets close. Very, very close. Dan King, I think he'll just about have this. And it will be TYLOO up towards their 3rd round, but by fine margins.
Couldn't really have been any closer. And wouldn't have been the first 2 on 3. They're Reratum bring back on B. Even in their losing rounds here, Reratum, they're making it so close. Always doing damage. And that's why it's been hard for TYLOO to chain rounds together, because they can never get a grapple onto this economy. It's a good afterplan from them. It works out well. The util was nice. Last kill, of course, pivotal. In terms of reeling that round in. But it just still feels like there's a lot of work left to do on this defense. Still feels like there's a lot of ground to be made up, or they're going to be in a terrible position going into the second half. And as I keep bringing up, their money is so bad. They are in dire need of chaining some rounds together.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is. A bit of contact towards Banana off the back of it. It was a little bit quiet. Boosted up Mosaic, just looking for someone to poke their head round. I don't think he'll be giving it. But it still looks like a contact B play.
Yeah, it's a 4-on-4 mid stack. It's just Aristo. Has got some nades, but if they commit for it, he is in for a world of pain. And this bomb is heavily committed towards B. Jamyoung is still on the A half of the map as the smoke goes down, and Aristo seems to be searching for some more nades. I hope they haven't rolled into somewhere unscavengeable. That's a word. Maybe. Not sure.
I'll give you it.
We'll roll with it. There's a word in there somewhere. Fortunately, Summer's on the way back.
Okay, rotation coming through. In comes the util. Aristo has to go for at least one here. Dropped out to the hand of Mercury. Now all he's down to Summer. Great shot on towards the bomb. Dropping that. Looking for another. He'll find it. Can't quite convert in the third, but potentially done enough. 3 versus 3. A gap in the smoke as well, but in towards mid. Jamyoung sticks around, and he'll find only his 2nd kill of the game so far. As Dan King plucks one off for the AWP, and Kaze will retake a little bit of that space in towards Church. 2 versus 2. Time's ticking.
Kaze exposed. He is just... Oh, no. Gap is found. Bomb is not planted at all for Jamyoung. He needs to sprint. He needs to sprint, and all Dan King has to do is aid his teammate. Player of the kit is on the bomb. They've learned their lesson from earlier on. And it's going to be 4 for TYLOO, as finally we are chaining some rounds together.
Not bad. Not bad at all. So, okay, we're starting to see a little bit of form. Potentially, we were kind of saying Mirage. It kind of felt like a necessity at this point, in the sense that just TYLOO were not looking comfortable at all. But maybe a little bit of form to come. We could potentially see a couple of individuals on T side of TYLOO start to really roll with the bunches, get that snowball effect under their belt, and who knows, run away with things. all kind of if but to maybe that are right now, but Rear Atom starting to actually look shaky for the first time in this game. Consecutive rounds go the way of TYLOO. That opens the door just a crack.
B-stream update. In a great position. I've just noticed, by the way, that Linvision are playing with their coach.
Oh, they're still playing with their coach.
Yeah.
Well, they're still playing with Vadim.
Yeah.
They've been playing with Vadim for now 3 weeks. That is maybe kind of concerning. I've done the last, not last week, but the 2 weeks before that of ECL Asia, and Vadim was playing with Linvision then. But I kind of assumed it was only a temporary basis. So, I don't know. That seems long term. We're getting upwards of a month now that Vadim's been playing with Linvision. Hence why they're being, you know, kind of...
Scary stuff. Even a blunted Linvision, you don't want to meet them for elimination later on today. Imagine being TYLOO and playing Rare Atom and Linvision in one day. That would be assignment. Nobody wants that. Nades are in. Again, long wrap nades have been favouring me so many times. Rare Atom flashes that to be perfect though as Dan King is ready to go. Mercury surely to meet his crosshair. And Dan King connects this smoke in towards Graveyard. It's so difficult to navigate. As Freeman stays behind it, Kaze gets another, and this is starting to fall apart. Freeman is so low. And the defense, it looked brilliant. That was 5 on 3 for a brief few seconds. But the crossfires just crumble. First player falls, and it's like dominoes. Nothing offered up.
No. They can take a 9th hit pretty comfortably. Just on the topic as well, I was having just a little look in. Last time, over towards Linvision, that is, when we saw X-Pro play, of course, he's the one that Vadim is stepping in for, was the qualifications for the RMR. So potentially it looks like they're going through changes or things aren't going well with X-Pro and they're opting to use the coach instead of actually having anyone around to kind of fill the gap. And kind of like we mentioned with the other kind of Chinese teams specifically doing really, really well, like the two we've got on the server here, they kind of can't really go elsewhere looking for replacements. It does make things very, very difficult. When you look over towards the ESL Challenger League and stuff, other teams that they maybe could go having a poke in, maybe Wings Up, but I don't think they'd want to be giving up too much. Yeah, questionable. Questionable to say the least. I think they're in a little bit of a rough position.
You got teams like Cat Evil and that sort of level.
Yeah,
where there will definitely be players. And I suspect roster locks probably are not a big issue in a qualifier sort of format versus Challenger League where that might be an issue. So, at the moment they're paying the price for an inferior lineup. It's not looking good for them. Whilst Eruption had a good regular season, haven't they, in Challenger League Asia, and building upon that as the Mongolian scene seems to be churning out another potent squad.
You love to see it. Yeah, currently right now, Eruption are, as we speak, the second overall. Only just behind, funny enough, Linvision. Linvision 6-1, Eruption 5-1.
4 mid stack.
A hot contest.
Ooh, 4 mid stack. I think Rare Atom wants to run a set round. The bomb's coming into apartments. Off at just the wrong time. That's so unfortunate. As A is in the crosshairs. Is in mid. That's Kaze and Mazea. Smoke out from side, and surely a flash is about to come over apartments. This is not an easy hold if you're Dan King. It's all to fight. Flash hits him badly. Fortunately, nobody's looking this way initially, but now players are in pit. These players are penned in under the porch, trying to push their way out. Freeman's out into mid. Somehow Dan King's found an angle, and the bomb has slipped into his grasp. It's so awkward. There's players all over the place as these Rare Atom players have such little HP to speak of. But now a chance to stabilize. They just need to get this bomb down, and then it's looking a lot better.
And I think actually TYLOO are going to respect it. They're going to give them the space to fall away. Play aggro X. I mean, Summer, he definitely needs to get as far away as he can, of course, with the, I'm going to say new, but it's definitely not new. The extended bomb radius is over towards Inferno. It's been a good 6 months now, probably since they were introduced. But since those changes to Inferno, you can really feel the damage from very far away. I think if you plant just over towards B, you can still take damage even in towards ramp in spawn. So kind of nuts how big they are. Same can be said for A site as well, with their plant as well. Even though it's front side, a short side plant, you can kind of feel it down over towards Mexico. We'll see them fall away. Same for Kaze and Jamil. They need to be careful. They didn't get far away. I was kind of forewarning it a little bit. Lads, those bomb radiuses are pretty damn big. You got to get pretty far away. If you plant short, you can still feel it quite a lot over towards Mexi. But they were just shift walking away. And it'll cost them. I mean, I guess the silver lining is it means that there isn't any rifles or like the likes of an AWP or whatever dropped over towards the CT side. But come on. Can't be falling like that. Got to get away in time. Either way, Red Raptor do find 10 at the half, which is pretty monstrous so far from them. And TYLOO will have a slightly limp by in towards the final round of the half with a double FAMAS. Not a lot of TYLOO though.
No mid-stack this time. It's been some ballsy CT calling from TYLOO. They are not scared to call a stack, but this round is much more orthodox. Sitting back on B, holding those nades. I wonder if Danking gave them any extra in towards CT spawn. And these players already close, going to pop super fast. Mazea pre-fire onto coffins. Nobody there. But that struck the fear of God into Summer as Mazea goes in front of the Molotov. It's so awkward. But Mercury's here. Mercury's here. And unlikely for him, he doesn't find the second. That felt nailed on.
A lot of Utah being dumped. They're flying towards the site. At the very least, for Atom, they should be able to get a bomb plant here. Little do they know, they've got some space to work with. Plenty of time to do it as well. Bomb does go down. It's the question of now how to set themselves up in a post plant. Smoke, re-smoked in towards CT. Things get all momentarily quiet as a banana smoke will come through just to buy them some space.
Advent, first called upon. Summer's super low. Someone needs to take this coffin's contact, and it's Kaze. Dan King hits the deck. Kaze doing work. It's all on Jam Young, and it's not to be. Yeah, he has a kit. I think there's time. Dan King is going to claw his team's way up to 5. It's been a brutal affair, but will it be enough heading into that second half?
Hey Future Pros! You know the map, it's Mirage, and we're back with another smoke. This smoke, if thrown correctly, will land in the window on B side. To do this smoke, line up with this curb on the ground. Position your crosshair up where these two planks intersect. Then jump throw the smoke. Now window will be perfectly smoked off. It's one less angle for your teammates to worry about, and I'm sure they'll be happy about that.
back. 10-5. It's a relatively one-sided affair, all things considered. Rare Atom maybe looking pretty damn conclusive over towards their map pick and sort of setting us up with a narrative that potentially Mirage might be needed in this series to decide a winner and, of course, remain in that upper bracket. But right now, TYLOO, a good pistol round could change those conversations.
Important game. Eruption have just completed the 2-0. They are waiting in the upper bracket final here in this qualifier for Challenger Melbourne. And in that lowers, ESL Vision might be blunted with a lesser lineup, but you don't want to go down there. Big pistol, 2 players only on this A-bomb side for Rare Adam as Kaze connects. He's been brilliant on the pistol round so far, but only the one apiece. So bomb can get planted, and an even scenario as you go into the after plant.
Right now, very slow in terms of the retake coming through. Numbers even. This first kill will be everything. Mercury setting himself up. In comes with the utility as well. Dual leads at this sort of range only mean one thing. Quick trade from Aristo, the youngster, an attacker, the experience stepping up to. Advent time ticking. And it's not a strong position to be in at all. And I think this one's done. Dead in the water. TYLOO going to be up towards 6. And they will. So the pistol round for the T side starts off well, and now potentially the story that we were talking about kind of this map escaping away from TYLOO and, you know, flying the other way, potentially could be changing.
Looking a little rosier. First task completed. We'd definitely expect a force buy from Rare Adam, but none to be seen. This is not orthodox. Basically, everybody would force buy second round on Inferno because those smokes are so powerful to harangue the choke points and hold that offense at bay, but not to be here. It's just Advent with 1 smoke. I wonder where he's going to use it. Where is he? He's over towards B on his own. He's just trying to push players towards A, I guess.
Off and out. That gamble towards A, not looking like it will pay off. Damage down towards Advent. That backing over a rotation. You just drop a smoke, in fact. It's got a massive gap in it. With Yuto in the hands of TYLOO, they can even just make contact towards B. It'd be fine. Someone will drop a smoke. Deep over towards Long. Try and keep them at bay. But he's the only one really testing the water. There's 3 players to meet him over towards Long. A bit of a stack here. Needs to be careful. Dropping a rifle into the wrong hands could be rough. They're rotating back over towards B, and this is the right call. There's going to be 5 players here for the CT side with just the pistols. Wait a second.
Yeah, I think
Bomb going back?
I think Summer might have secured this. It's going to be interesting going into B with these 5 saving players, but oh my lord. Okay. That's a kill from Jamyoung, and I think now they realise. Now they realise that there's nothing A. Freeman's cleared it. So, got close. Got close. They're right on the precipice. They're heading towards the right bomb site now.
Cash in the hands of Dan King as well. That kill bonus adding up with a Mac 10. $600, I'm right in saying. Oh, he's sitting pretty. Mercury and Kaze will, of course, poke their heads. You may as well. What's the point, really? An attacker will see it off. A flawless round for TYLOO. Very, very easily done for that T side. No real problems asked. Now they're getting ever closer. Fullback, of course, to come out towards Rare Atom. If TYLOO can convert a bonus here, they become within reaching distance of tying up this game and potentially throwing what was a massive lead for Rare Atom right out the window.
Let's see how Rare Atom approach this, because they don't quite have all the utility in the world. No molly for Mosea, so taking banana control might not be on. He's actually going to drop some nades over to Advent and make his way out. Is he looking for nades in CT spawn? Something like that. But they see a lot of this B control early on. So I don't think TYLOO are too despondent. They got a lot of map control. Starting to think about apartments. Now they just need to consider their next move.
Okay, well now. We're a little bit quiet for the time being. Bit of util over towards a standard util towards Long, in fact. And a gamble here, Rare Atom. Is there CT side setups? Very reliant over towards the A side stack. Kind of TYLOO falling by the wayside. Right now, it kind of looks like the right play. 3 players poking their head around. They're looking over towards the sack side. This could get messy unless they go for a brackets wrap. And then things look so good for them. Because is the only one they have to clear. If they can trade him out and they clear him first and attacker drops him, this could be a solid setup.
Big kill. Big kill. And Advent's on 36 HP. He's got an MP9. Oh no, they're making the wrong read. They're making the wrong read. They think they've killed the third A player. They don't know how good they've got it. It's a real mess because Rare Adam are thinking it's definitely B at the same time. And it's just Jamyoung on the bomb site. He is felled. There was a lot going on there. They kill Kaze. Kaze's the AWPer. He's the third A player. They think, oh god, it's only 2A. They go back. Rare Adam are thinking it's B because Advent's on his own. Wow. That had everything.
A mess, to say the least. An absolute mess. But, yeah, thankfully it does go in favour of TYLOO off the back of that early bit of control. It was nearly a terrible read, all things considered, but it will just be leaving Advent all alone. And I think with the advanced positions that we saw TYLOO get over towards that long position and their ability to wrap back on towards site, even though it was a wrong read to wrap the bomb back towards A, just because they'd already flanked behind, they're able to get a couple of kills relatively easily and be relatively inexpensive. TYLOO find 8.
Starting to feel
Like you
game
said.
on, isn't it?
Yeah,
Starting
reaching
to
distance,
feel
man.
that way. Of course, hopefully they don't stumble now against the half buy. That's what's going to be coming out from Rare Adam as they're on maximum loss bonus. But TYLOO is starting to make this very compelling after a dismal start when they were on the defense. Clawing themselves slowly back into this game. They've got 3 M4s, which is a bit bizarre for a T side, but we're all for it. And now just need to not drop the ball up against the pistols. Advent's down. He's traded. But you can see Rare Adam's intent. They're here for a fight.
It's messy in towards Banana. A lot of fights being taken here. They're not going in favour of Rare Atom. All that's left is pistols. And now that last bit of util dropped as well in towards front sight. None left in the back pocket apart from Jamyoung smoke, but it's in the wrong place. So he's over towards A. And actually, in fact, Mercury's rotating over to join them too. So they're giving this B site for free. And TYLOO sticking around. They're just going to play contact here. They've made the commit. Smoking towards CT. In comes the util over towards Coffin again. And this will be fine. TYLOO get a free bomb plant. And honestly, probably a free post plant too. They shouldn't really be tested all too much.
Bit of a dry run here. Nothing to be mounted. There's not really any point in Rare Adam saving, so see if they go for some exit frags, because of course they're buying in the following. It's not like there's even any armor here to save. Maybe Kaze wants a secondary pistol, but that's a pretty slim argument. But not at least going for a couple frags. And TYLOO do indeed streak up to 9. Their money is going to be very nice as well, assuming all 4 of these players stay alive. And I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying that Rare Adam are being made to sweat, because now we're aware that, you know, Lin Vision are not in the upper bracket. They've been dented. Eruption look like the other, you know, top contender for this Melbourne spot. You would have thought it's nailed on for Rare Adam, but not to be. Under pressure.
All getting very, very interesting right now. We say kind of off the back of map number 1, TYLOO, good opportunity for them to set themselves up for a 2-0. After the first half, we were saying, hang on, actually, Mirage might be needed. And now the kind of storyline is cracked back open. The door's wide open for TYLOO to start making something of this. We are yet to see any success from Rare Atom on the CT side. Things are looking really good for TYLOO. They're finding form. They're making this competitive. And come alive on toward the C side. The individual stepping up as well. Banking, having a pretty good performance. 16 kills to his name. Attacker and someone not too far behind. If Freeman can catch up a little bit, of course, he is just generally kind of that more supporting utility player. This could be very messy in a matter of moments.
Flash is in. Not deep enough yet for Kaze. Nothing presented. There's the flash. Kaze pulls the trigger. Awkward engagements. And it's an absolute murder's row as they try to squeak their way out of apartments. They hit the ground. They hit the ground. Rare Adam are back. 11 for them. Clean as can be. 5 alive. As Rare Adam say, they're not done yet.
Okay. Reatum find, you know, their first round on the board, and potentially that could be a catalyst to further a little bit of success coming through. They need that kind of momentum effect under their belt. They need to start finding early form and really get things rocking and rolling. That could be a good start. TYLOO, shunted. Maybe a little bit shell-shocked off the back of that one as well. How will it affect them? We're going to have to see right now. 11-9, still a little bit of a lead for Reatum and work with. TYLOO got so close to chipping it away, and Aristo, the youngster, a lot of damage taken, but he still takes his face through the smoke, and he's not stopping at all. In the flames, doesn't matter. Everyone will see it off. Aristo, you could just see the inexperience start to pay in dividends there.
Mazea, forced off by the Molotov. As Reatum get their teeth into the CT side, now that the guns are out proper, with full utility. Kaze's moving back to cover off a little bit more. Leaves only 2 in defense. That's Mazea and Advent as we get the nice fly through. Cheeky stuff. And they start to think about how they're going to play this site. Okay, boost onto new box. That's from Mazea. Get in behind. He's going quickly. He's getting a little bit frisky. They're just in time and he doesn't actually dodge the flashes. That is a bit of a mess. Couple seconds too late and now Advent's in a lot of trouble. Oh my lord, is that piece of timing going to cost them enormously here?
Well, Kaze holding. Smoke. As it dissipates, might give an opportunity, but Summer and Attacker are just round the corner. As long as Danking doesn't pair his head, this should be okay. Shoulder spotted, but shot. Never falls flat. Didn't expect the second. Summer does, but it cost him his life. Attacker playing with fire there. He walked in towards the stack once again. Played it. Questionable. And Mercury. What a 3K for him. He single-handedly clawed Reatum up towards their 12.
Called upon him coming into the map. And now Mercury's here. Hot as ever. Flies close to the sun. As his name might suggest, but he makes it work. Big retake. Big moment. As that could have been tied back in an excellent position. Where Adam retain their lead. 3 ahead right now. But TYLOO with a plant can still buy. This is on a knife edge. What a game we're being treated to here on Inferno. Anubis was a bit janky. It's a bit wild. A bit wacky.
Agreed.
But here on Inferno, we're getting all the excitement.
Oh, Danking. I think it gets very unfortunate there. Elbow spotted. Normally do some damage with it. Doesn't quite find the mark, and of course it was fine margins. Reatum starting to extend that lead like we spoke about. Build up a little bit of that momentum into their belt. Bit of wind in the sails. This is a problematic one. TYLOO kind of in a must-convert round. If they don't find this, Reatum not only find 13, but their economy again then goes in jeopardy. Danking, Aristo, Freeman all won't be able to buy. They'd be very reliant on maybe Attacker and Summer if they were to invest. And I think that would be an extremely risky play. So, how do they make this one work?
Mazea and Advent are very low on utility. If TYLOO ever choose to end B right now, mid, point of contest, we need some nades here towards short and Kaze. Unperturbed. Nothing there. And he makes good upon it. Man advantage now. And TYLOO with some tough decisions. They're going to gap in the smoke. That's so unfortunate.
Yeah.
They might even think about saving, honestly. This is looking awful.
Surely call it, right? I mean, the 3 remain. They're not going to have a buy until next. At least with 3 saved, they can have an investment. Of course, that'll make noise. They'll kind of keep the attention drawn over here. But yeah, save call. 7 seconds. Now nothing to do with it. There we go. They've called it. Reatum to 13. What was looking like a triumphant turnaround from TYLOO in a matter of moments has just fallen so flat. I'd love to see a pause. Thankfully, there is going to be attack pause. So that's good. Normally, when you're hoping that attack pause will come through, you don't always see it. Especially in this game so far, this series. This time, pause will be called by TYLOO. I'm unsure. I don't know if you know. Is Letney still coaching?
I believe so. I believe so.
Right.
Which, obviously, given now being Chinese speaking for a while, could be a little bit tricky. To always have the input.
Yeah.
And a Devil Walk-esque. behind the team. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to be critical of both teams with the pauses in this series. We haven't seen many. And there's been a lot of important rounds where both of these teams could have used a quick reset going into it, or a quick discussion to make sure there's absolutely no kinks in terms of what they're going to be running. And it's starting to feel like last chance saloon for TYLOO. They've had a lot of chances on this T side to make this compelling. And the wheels have just started to ebb away. They're just starting to fall off. And this feels like their last chance to course correct and get them back on track.
This is it. I feel like if TYLOO don't find 10, like you said, it kind of feels a little bit dead. Danking just a deagle for him to work with could be pretty tough. But Utah might be dropped in just a mere moment. But overall, an awkward position for them to be in. In comes that Utah towards short, which they needed towards around prior. Posted up over towards long. Not a bad position at all for Mercury to hold down. No one flashing him off after just yet. TYLOO are taking contact here, but it's not a committal play. The bomb, he's still down over towards that kind of second mid position.
Boost as Mercury's got this nice angle. Flash doesn't catch him. Did Summer see him? I think he might have. But Mercury's just a little bit too fast. Now they know they've killed an A player. And they're still going to commit to the B wrap. Jamyoung sneaks his way back into library. But now there's a bit of a crossfire. Advent's here. Jamyoung could surely help out too. This is so awkward. How's attacker in behind? Lining up. Didn't see Mazea. Players swinging. What a mess of a round. But somehow we're left in a 2-on-2.
With the bomb going down, it's a possibility. They're going to play together as well. I like this call. Kaze and Jamyoung. Little bit hesitant as of right now. Smoke coming through as well. Flash off the back of it. Doesn't catch anybody. Aristo could even play timing here. If he pushes through the smoke, he might even find one. It will be a play fitting for TYLOO to find form. Tap on towards the bomb. Not even a tap, a stick. Hang on a second. He's going for it. And he might just get it on time alone. And they'll see off the kills as well. I think this one is set up towards Mirage. I think we're going to need it rare at him. They've just got enough in the locker and enough of a gap off for the first half that TYLOO can't seem to claw it back. It feels done, mate.
Certainly does. That looks so good as well. For TYLOO, 2-on-2, plenty of time to assess the afterplant. And it's not in the best positions come the tap in the end. Another pause comes in as, well, the floodgates have opened in terms of using pauses. Thick and fast, as right now they are understanding that this map is slipping far and far away. I think you gotta buy here. Giving 6 map points is just too much.
Right now, no one's gone for an investment. I'd hope to see one coming through. It looks like time's ticking. There we go. Thankfully. Okay, so attacker in towards the Glil. I'm assuming probably the majority will follow suit. No? Are they going to stick with just a hero? They are. Just a double Galil coming through, but essentially sticking around that 2k mark. For Freeman and attacker, a lot of reliance on these two guys to find success. I think, like you mentioned, 6 match points or map points just feels just too much.
Long smoke down. Jamyoung, for a second there, looks a little bit nerve-wracking as he's falling back from Boiler, but Molly does enough. Keep the hounds at bay. Freeman, though, who let the dogs out. 2 men down already. Streaking up short. Off the leash of these players, and Rare Adam might already be considering a save. This buy was so worse for wear, and they're making it work. I think the ripcord is pulled because look at Mazea. He has had no interest in this retake.
It's a good call. I mean, for Rare Atom, over setup, it seems over towards CT. You can kind of, they're all over the place. It feels like the communication of whether they want to give it a go, whether they want to play aggro in the exits, they're going to opt against it. Anything scooped up for TYLOO in terms of weaponry would be nice. And of course, they've got an open M4 to play with, dropped from Jamyoung and Kaze. So, actually converted around, which makes a massive difference. TYLOO up to 10. Yes, the deficit's still at 4. That door is open. They can break that economy towards Rare Atom. A conclusive round towards the next. And a world of trouble and problems could come through for them. Danking or fall to the bomb. But overall, not going to be too much of an issue. TYLOO still alive and kicking. That 2-0, still a potential, but it's definitely, you know, not that probable.
Onwards and upwards. Can't help feeling that TYLOO might have already let this map slip too far. They had so many good chances. So many good chances. But I guess they're still in it. Beauty of Counter-Strike is it's not over until one team hits 16. It's not over. No intrinsic advantage to being in the lead. If you look at it round by round. And TYLOO. Just think about some banana control. All 5 are here. So I think the intent is quite obvious. That they'd love to end on B in the very near future.
Contact it. 2 players ready and waiting. Kaze, if he doesn't get flashed off the angle, this could be raw. For Risto, do not peek into this. Try. Kaze still gets one either way. Full blind. Doesn't make a difference. Freeman or fall. Needed more there. The Molotov of the Verity's finding Aristo. So numbers still remain in favor of Reratum for the time being as the rotation beckoned over and the 3 remaining from TYLOO are getting surrounded.
Nade on new box. Insult to injury. Jamyoung's very early into banana. And these players are just surrounded. Free in from ruins from Reratum. There's not going to be a flashbang and Danking can't punish. Attackers wide in the open by second oranges. And now Summer has to go absolutely nuclear. First is found. Second can't connect. And it's just Danking. Kaze's posted. Player on top of first box. Mercury's up close. And it's not to be. Reratum now in touching distance of sending us to Mirage.
It's a great round. It really is a great little retake coming through as well. Only the one casualty on the retake is fantastic. Reratum a step above in towards this map, and they always have been. It was 10-5 at half, now 15-10. As map point has found, there's always been such breathing room for Reratum to work with, and TYLOO just continued to fall further and further by the wayside. It does make Mirage a completely open affair. It's a puggy map, but in this puggy style of play, Reratum, I mean, the slightly more exciting side to watch. This could get really rough for TYLOO. I mean, well, things started so well towards the series. They could go in towards Mirage and just never find that form once again. Who knows, once again. Slow over towards top banana. For the time being, respecting the space of Reratum.
Mid-nades are in. It was a bit of a response, but too much from Reratum as they have played a very passive CT side. They're leaning heavily on these defenses, the crossfires, the nade usage. Look at these B players. Still have 2 full nade sets. Front side smoke is in and Adven's going to smoke in front of it. Pushes through. So this is more of a fake than anything. TYLOO, no real intention to end B anytime soon. As now they throw another set of mid nades. As they just slowly pressure different sides of the map here. They're just hoping for an overreaction and definitely getting these nades out of these CZ players before they think about hitting a site.
Very quiet. Time's ticking. It's all TYLOO. 35 seconds. Not exactly leaving them all too much time to work with. Over towards the A side, 2 players here. 1 ready and waiting in terms of the rotate. Jamming off on the first. He's been quiet all series long, but he picked his moment. He picked his times. And Mercury will do more of the same. Bomb drop. Round done. And surely the map concluded as well. Freeman all alone. Has found himself 2. Opting for the pistol now as well to save some face. Save the grace. But it will not happen. 16-10. And Reratum see off their map pick. And a third and final will be needed. Mirage up on the chopping block next. And what a response.
It had to be Mercury as well to end it after. You know, he was okay on the first map, but this is what we're talking about. This is the Mercury we wanted the whole time through. Yeah. He was just an absolute, just complete monster. And on the T side, that's what he's the best at. He's so good at cracking open rounds, making space, winning unlikely situations, and just putting Reratum in such strong after.